Welcome to Antique Sprinklers. This week we're talking about a Buckner part circle impact sprinkler in a couple of different sizes. And what makes them really unique are the trip mechanisms on them that hang off the side. These boxes contain a spring and a little lever in them, and when the sprinkler trips, this box blocks or unblocks the travel of the lever, so it can either go forward or reverse. And the three I have here today, the first one is the 555, which is their half-inch adjustable part circle, and this one has a diffuser screw in the nozzle. And this one's been featured in a somewhat infamous video on the channel already. So forgive me for that one, but I did want to include it again just to be complete in talking about the series, or at least complete as far as my collection goes. And so that's the half-inch variant, and the other thing that's unique to this one compared to the other two I'm going to show is this is a later model with the box surrounding the trip mechanism being made out of plastic rather than brass. And so then after that we have a 3/4 inch variant, which is the 560. And again, you have the trip mechanism hanging off the side of it. You have the same lever that trips these collars, and these are those this adjustment mechanism for setting the arc on sprinklers that Buckner used on their rocker jets as well at the time, you know, in the 1950s and 60s. And they have you know, these collars that fit into slots that are set all the way around the sprinkler, and so it holds it in place really well. And then you've got this lever that hangs down, and that's what creates the trip. And you know, one of the issues with this lever is they're also capable of full circle. So you'd find sometimes where you didn't intend them to be full circle, that lever might get forced up a little further than you wanted, and all of a sudden your part circle turned into a full circle. And then, oh, I'm sorry, the other thing that is interesting about this particular sprinkler is, if you see there, the arm that holds the diffuser screw is actually cast directly into the nozzle. It's one piece. I thought that was kind of cool. And then you've got the older style big brass diffuser screw with a spring on it, which is also, in my mind, reminiscent of what you see on a rocker jet. This guy, you'll see when it's operating, it does not operate flawlessly. There's a little hitch in it on every other stroke that to me either says I'm not pushing enough water through the nozzle, maybe it's not hitting the lever arm exactly right, or I don't have the spring tension quite right on it. But it works well enough that you can see sort of that unique trip mechanism in action, and it's generally a good sprinkler. This guy is a really interesting version where they added a brass plate to try to control some of the backsplash here, and then on the end of it, soldered on, is this baffle, and the adjustment of it is controlled by this brass wing nut. So I just think it's a really fascinating design. But again, you've got the trip mechanism hanging off the side. It's brass on this guy as well. Works exactly the same as the other ones. It's also a 560, which is just their designation for the 3/4 inch size. And like I said, I think these were made in the 50s and the 60s. I know as late as 1968, a Robert Trent Jones designed course on the old Warner Brothers Ranch in California had several hundred of these that were used to water, you know, banks, you know, areas where there was vegetation planted to control erosion, things like that. You know, the other bit about that design for that system out there that I'll share with you is, if you saw our history of the Buckner cam rotor, that course had 800 rather of the 1371 1.25" cam rotors on it, spaced 90 feet triangularly, and that must have been something to see when those guys were running. But in addition to those cams, they had these guys sort of in areas that were out of play, you know, ornamental plantings, erosion control plantings, I'm assuming they were sitting on risers um, and doing their job of keeping the soil in place, because apparently there was a fair bit of elevation change on that course. So you're going to see the sprinklers in operation. Again, I apologize a little bit for the way this particular 560 runs. It's not bad. You can see it working as intended, but it just has every other beat. The lever arm does not retract quite as far as it ought to. And I should probably put some time into working on it, but I did want to show it to you as quick as I could. Please hit a thumbs up if you like the video. And also, if you get a chance, take a look at my playlist that has videos from other folks who are making sprinkler content out there. It seems like there's more every day, and a lot of guys are doing a lot of good stuff. With that, let's see these things in operation, and thanks for watching.